There's a value stock out there that involves an aspect of fish. Tracey Ryniec, our value stock strategist, is going to tell us more about it. It's one of her picks this time around.
That's right.
So omega protein, right? The maker of fish oil.
Yes. So they do the omega-3 fish oils that you find in a lot of foods. So they make the ingredient that a lot of food makers add to it.
Okay.
And then they also make it in fish meal. So that's kind of their animal division. And then they also have a little bit in the plant division where they use it as a fertilizer. The fish food aspect was their biggest division, but recently they acquired a Wisconsin company called Wisconsin Specialty Protein that's going to boost up their human component side, and you can already see it in this last quarter's numbers because it did increase earnings and revenue and all that kind of thing. And the human side is growing actually pretty quickly. So they're going to get a boost over the next couple of quarters from acquiring that company and having an increase in their business on the actual additive side. But it was a good quarter. Revenues were up 4%. Like I said, they beat. And then the analysts liked what they saw and have been increasing the estimates. But you can see there's been huge growth this year. It's about 108% on the earnings side. Some of that is because they acquired this company. But next year, analysts aren't quite so sure how everything's going to shake out. So you're seeing a little bit of pullback in the earnings, a decline of 13%. But that doesn't trouble me too much because I think they don't know really what's going to happen with this acquisition and things. But otherwise, the story still looks good on the omega-3s. I mean, this is kind of the health kick area, and a lot of people want omega-3s in their food now. If you look at the chart, it's been interesting because the stock hasn't really done that much, but after this earnings report, it got a huge boost. Still a good valuation here, though, still trading around 12 times. So, you know, it's not too expensive, and you kind of get this niche product that a lot of people are really interested in.
So do they make the capsules, the supplements as well?
Well, no, I think they make the ingredients that goes into that.
I see.
So, yeah, if you find it in like your food, for some reason your peanut butter has omega-3s in it now, stuff like that, they make the ingredients that go into that.
I got it. All right. Well, here's something a little bit more mainstream, motor car parts. Right?
Yes. They're in Los Angeles, and they make motor car parts.
I kind of gathered
surprisingly,
that. That's why they're called Motor Car Parts of America.
Right, that's right. Alternators, starters, ignition systems, and then they just acquired wheel hubs, so that's another big area for them. Okay. So they, too, are kind of this niche product area, but they're used in all cars. You need to have the starters and the ignitions.
Right.
And as we know, as I've talked about many times over the last couple of months, car sales are up. They're very hot right now. They're basically at pre-recession levels. Globally, you know, cars are still selling briskly, even in the emerging markets. So the auto makers plus the parts guys are both doing well. Motor car parts also said that the aftermarket, so if you owned your car for a while, I know I just had to have my ignition wiring redone. Actually, it's probably made by them. Then they said that market is actually pretty hot too. So even if you're not buying a new car, you know, the parts area is still strong. Yep. You can see with these guys, analysts really like the story. They had revenue growth of about 14% this last quarter. They just reported. They beat. The analysts are all raising estimates for both this fiscal year. This was their fiscal second quarter they just reported, so fiscal 2014 already. And then 2015, the analysts still like the story. Double-digit earnings growth for both years. And you can see the stock kind of meandering along on the upside, but then after this really good report last week, it got a big boost. Again, still a value play here, about 14.5 times, and that's around where a lot of the parts makers are trading right now, just under the 15 times mark. But that's cheaper than the overall market, which is at about 16.5 times. So the auto parts and the auto story is still going strong.
Still coming along.
I seem to talk about it almost every week, so there's still some value there.
Yeah, yes you do. Get out of that.
I know. I wish I could.
Do you own either one of these?
I do not.
All right, we have other stock picks for you to review. And they're on our website, Zacks.com. If you're not there watching this video, get on over and check back often because they change often. With Tracey, I'm Terry Ruffolo.